another episode of the Recap Tuesday. If you are not familiar with me, my name is Mercy James Echinim. I am the host for the Monday Morning Rants podcast. Yes, so Recap Tuesday is just like a spin-off sort of my podcast, which is the Monday Morning Rant. It's meant to encourage you to go listen to my podcast. So if you haven't listened to the Monday Morning Rant episode for this week, Diverse but United, just check my YouTube page. You're already there if you're watching this, of course, and listen to the podcast for this week. Sharp, I will just use the gist of the 12 disciples to pass my message to you for this week. Among the 12 disciples, there were diverse kinds of people. They were so different in very funny ways, and the most interesting characters to me were Simon the Zealot and Matthew the tax collector. Why is it interesting? Let me explain it to you. Then the Roman Empire was in charge of Israel's everything. They had control over everything in Israel. They were oppressing Israel. They were in charge of the military, in charge of the governance, in charge of everything Israel was doing. And all Israelites had to pay taxes to the Romans. You get it? So we had two groups, which was Simon the Zealot, the Zealots now. The Zealots hated the Roman rule. They hated how oppressive it was. They had the idea that Israel should be liberated from the Roman rule. Then we had the tax collectors that were like the opportunistic people, so to say. They saw that Roman they in charge. Maybe I just side with the people where they in charge. So they were in charge of collecting taxes from Israelites. So basically taking money from your own people and giving it to their oppressors. You must see them. So tax collectors were hated not just by all Israelites or the religious groups. They were hated most especially by the Zealots. In fact, history has it that if they had to organize riots, cause chaos, Zealots targeted tax collectors. They killed some of them, they would beat up some of them, vandalize their booths and all of that. Jesus now brought a zealot and a tax collector to the same space and said, love yourself, love each other, not just love yourself, carry my gospel. You must see that. You see. Then we had the fishermen groups. We had the Andrew, the James, the John. They were fishermen, illiterates if you want to think of it like that. And we had Thomas, that was a literate person. He was also wealthy. Thomas was well-to-do as against the other fishermen. And of course, Judas Iscariot. All of us know Judas. The one who just there one day. You might imagine there was also a Judas. So Jesus brought these 12 people together and said, we got one and love on ourselves. The diversity. And they were able to pull it off. So why is it that now the differences amongst us separates us so much? As Christians, we should be able to love each other, even with different ideas, even with different upbringings, with different opinions about things. If you want to relate it to our now time, you may say a Peter Obi supporter and a Tulubu supporter in the same group, and Jesus is saying, love each other. This is my message for this week. We shouldn't allow differences separate us. And it's not just about ideas or opinions. In the church now, we see that influence also separates us. We've heard stories of churches separating the poor and the rich. Someone comes to church in a Camry, you ask them to park outside because the compound space is reserved for the Rolls Royce or the Range Rovers or the big cars, the Benz. Why? Jesus did not preach segregation. He brought different, diverse people to the same space and said, love each other. We should be able to do the same. The poor and the rich in the same space without making the poor feel less of themselves. And we also had the Mary Magdalene's, the one that Jesus cast 7 demons out of. If in our current day time now, there's a Mary Magdalene in your church, you're sure you'll not be one of those people that will be doing gossip, corner, people that God has transformed coming to the church, but we still hold them down with the view of where they are coming from, their past lives. If a retired Ashewo comes to your church now, she has been saved, she has received Christ, she has received discipleship. If she wants to join the workforce, will you not be one of those people that will be like, no, lie, no go happen? Or the said person, it looks like that your close brother friend is getting close to her. Will you not be like, is this person you want to marry? You want to be in a relationship with Mary Magdalene? You don't know where she's coming from. That is not what Christ preached. He preached unity in diversity. That was what Christ preached. Unity in the diverse and different categories of people. He brought all of them to the same space, and they loved each other and were able to carry the gospel around everywhere. So this is my message to you. If you're one of those people that, it will be difficult for you to accept people based on their opinions and ideas and where they are coming from, or maybe they are not of the same status in life as you are, what would Jesus do? You should be able to love everyone of different human types in the body of Christ. If you want the full picture of this message, do well to go to my podcast and listen to the episode for the week, Diverse or United. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment, and please share with your friends. Thank you very much. I'll see you again next week. Go and show the love of Christ to your neighbors, to your acquaintances, to your co-workers, and all the people that look like they are not Jesus-like in your neighborhood. Carry Jesus to them. The love of Jesus, carry them. Go show them. And see you next week. Bye.